Welcome back to one of my more chatty videos where I talk about everything I bought, skincare, beauty-wise, bought fashion-wise, and just did, read, watched, and all the other stuff. I put the other stuff, the things I read, on the end of the video, so if you're just here for the beauty part, the first few minutes will be for you. We spent 2 weeks of last month on holiday and went to Mallorca, so it is like a holiday edition in what I am going to show you. I just have one skincare item to show, and this is the Garnier Skin Active Aloe Hyaluronic Acid. I think it's a gel cream. Definitely a gel texture, and with this like cucumber fresh scent that the Garnier Skin Active products all have. I didn't buy it for me, but for my children, because they are growing into their preteen years and they have inherited my temperamental breakout prone skin. And with an increase in blackheads and whiteheads over the course of the last year, I gave them kind of a skincare mini regime, just something to treat the congestion and of course sunscreen. Thankfully there are no way Sephora kids style, they just do what I make them do, and that reluctantly, but of course pairing sun and pool and sea and wind and salicylic acid led to some dryness, and obviously they have a cream for that, but they left it at home. So I went to buy a product that would hydrate but not be occlusive and refreshing and be something they actually use, because they absolutely take after their dad in the fact that they don't like anything that feels like skincare on their skin. And this one was light and fresh enough, but back home they don't need it anymore, so it's just standing there and I figured I would use it. I mean, after all, I bought it. The second and last beauty related thing is perfume. I used to have only 2 perfumes. One for summer, I used the Eau d'Energie by Biotherm, and then one for like the rest of the year, which was the Anjou Démon. Yeah, that's what it was called. But then kind of like a year ago, I got the itch to explore more fragrances, to like have not a signature scent, but a scent that I could use based on my mood. So I started with all these tiny samples that you get, and if I liked something, I kept on using it, and if I still liked it after the sample was empty, then I committed to buying a full size. The first one I got was the Opium Noir Over Red, and the second one I bought is Paradox from Prada. I bought that in duty free, which made absolutely no sense because we didn't fly international, so duty free cost me exactly as much as it would have cost me should I have bought it here in store, but it's kind of, I don't know, the ritual, and I'm a be 1.5 to 2 hours early at the airport person, so I had time to kill anyway. Now, I am no expert on perfumes. I could read you the head notes, middle notes and base notes, which are like pear, mandarin, jasmine, and then some orange flower and some moschus and some amber, I think, but that never helps me because I'm really helpless when it comes to describing scents. I read up on this in the fragrance beauty online community, and apparently this is a total fail and shows that you have no taste when you like it, because they say it smells like 100 other perfumes just mixed into one, like nothing is new, nothing is exciting, it's just boring. And I assume that's just what I like about it. It's slightly floral, slightly sweet, a little freshness from the tangerine in there, and it doesn't change much. Oh, vanilla, there's still vanilla. There's also vanilla in there. It doesn't change much. It's a little sweeter when I apply, it dries down to a little more of the jasmine, so it's not that overpoweringly sweet, but it stays throughout the day. I can smell it all day without it coming into the forefront of my mind. It doesn't transfer like through the whole office if I wear it. It stays like kind of close to me, which is something I enjoy. I hate it if I get suffocated from the perfume that others are wearing and I can still smell them hours after they are left, so I like it. But if you are a perfume connoisseur and not like just some random girl spritzing herself with things she likes like I am, then this is probably a disappointment for you. Moving on to fashion, and fashion is used very, very loosely here. I purchased a pair of linen trousers when I was on holiday, because linen trousers are holiday, but they are smart enough to be worn at the office with a smart top. And these are from Blanc du Nil, which is, you find it in all the touristy spots. It just has these linen stuff. Beautiful, lightweight, elegant enough to wear to the office, and so comfortable, feels like wearing a pajama bottom. I have a taille 2, which is large, I think. Then I purchased lily pads. What are lily pads? It's called an adhesive bra, but they're basically just little bigger nipple covers, because I have a few tops and dresses for summer that are backless or have a really, really low opening in the back, and I'm not comfortable going without anything if I go to the office, because I don't want my nipples showing. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind if I see the nipples of another person, but I just don't feel comfortable when I do that at an office environment. So I purchased these, and you just stick them over and they are adhesive, so they stick. I have just used them once since I purchased them, and they're really comfortable to wear. Didn't notice I was wearing them for the whole day. They did stay put, and they were okay-ish to remove. Not the most comfortable thing. Can't comment on longevity, of course, because used it just once, but so far very good for those backless dresses. And then what did I do? Well, I went on holiday, and in Mallorca we mostly slept, ate, drank, read, went for a swim, either in the ocean or at the pool, and that was basically 2 weeks. We did some people watching, sitting in a cafe. It was really, really beautiful. We were in the east of Mallorca at first, at a finca that we stayed on last year already. I will link a video I filmed last year so you can get an impression. Didn't film this year. And then after the first week we changed to a town in the northwestern part of Mallorca. There we were staying much more inside the town, like 3 steps from the beach, but exactly seated at the marina with all the cafes and stuff, and that was beautiful. So just head to the pool and then head to the cafe, drink some cold drinks, read a book, people watch. It was beautiful. It was a great time. We did some hiking as well, but not over midday because it was really hot, just like it is in Germany here as well. So I finished a few books during last month. The first one I actually finished before we went. It was part 2 of the Night and Shadow series from Laura Labas. She's a German author, and I read the first one somewhere summer 2024 and liked it. It's like a romantasy vampire fae thing, but the second one was really, really disappointing. It was called Everlasting Nights, and it's just like a dilogy, so like two volumes, and I don't know if I knew what I was getting into because I've read the first one, but I think I'm too old to have the patience to relate to a 20-something extremely powerful, extremely immature person stuck between 2 men. Throughout the whole book, I was like, yeah, just guys, just walk away. Just walk away. She's not worth it. It was a pain to read. It was completely unrelatable. Didn't enjoy it, but finished it, of course, and yeah, happy ending, but that was one of the reads that felt like a waste of time. So to get me back to reality, I read The Motion of the Body Through Space from Lionel Shriver. She has written We Have to Talk About Kevin, which is, I think, her most well-known book. I haven't read that one. And it's about an aging couple and slowly losing the things it worked so hard for in terms of physical activity and fitness, and also being pushed into early retirement, losing your sense of purpose, the things you do to counteract that. So much more relatable to my current situation, and beautiful written, very entertaining read despite the sometimes heavy topic. And then I picked up a fantasy trilogy called the Draconis Memoria. It is from Anthony Ryan. I hadn't heard of it before. My sister has read it and she said she recommended it to me once. I can't remember, just picked it up on a whim at my local library and is beautiful. It is very grown up, not in the smut sense. There's not that much of these things there, but in the way it is written. It is very intelligently written, very complex in the world building, relatable characters, interesting plot twists, not something you think you've read 1,000 times before. And on holiday, I finished the first one, which is The Waking Fire, and the second one, which is called Legion of Flame. And I am currently reading the last one, The Empire of Ashes. So I will give you my full review on the trilogy next month when I actually finished it. And then I watched some television. I watched a Netflix documentary from 2022 called As Though Nothing Happened, which follows people from Damascus and their story. People from different backgrounds, different age groups, but all united in their experience with ongoing war and terror and bombing. And that was a very intense watch, especially with the current political situation. And then on the flight to and on the flight back from Mallorca, I watched the first part of the new season of Ginny and Georgia, but I'm only halfway through, so again, something that I will tell you more about next month. And now I'm interested to hear what's new on your side of the screen. Please tell me.